Yay! Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday, and you know what that means. We are back with a low budget meal plan that's going to include 6 dinners for $60 at Walmart that anyone, anywhere can replicate. And what do I mean by that? Now, I'm not bashing anyone else, but I see all these meal plan videos where I fed my family of this for this amount, and then you find out that half of the stuff in their meal plan they already had in their cabinets. So it'd be really difficult for anyone to replicate that meal plan. I don't like that. So I have devised an entire meal plan that anyone can do, whether you have anything in your pantry, fridge, freezer. We can go completely from zero to full meal plan in $60. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, here is the meal plan for this week. We're going to do all 6 of these dinners at Walmart. And you'll notice that I try to kind of mix it up a little bit. We're going to have some more Asian style, some Hawaiian style, some Southwest style, because I really think that you can eat on a low budget and you don't have to be stuck with just rice and beans and boring food. So let's look at the grocery list. Now, every week I pick a random city from one of my followers that I asked for zip codes a while back. So that's why we switch it up every week. Now, this week we did prices from the Super Walmart in Charlotte, North Carolina. But I can tell you that I have priced this out at many different Walmarts, and usually it's within about $5. Our total came out to $58.20. Now, down below in the description, I have 2 links for you. The first one is directly to my Walmart grocery list. So you can see every single item I picked out, just in case maybe you're not familiar with it. Or what makes it even easier is you can just click add to cart on each item that you need. But I do recommend that you check your pantry, your fridge, freezer, all the good stuff to make sure, because you might already have some of these items. I have lots of basics on here: mayonnaise, pickles, taco seasoning, can of corn, can of black beans. I have those in my pantry almost all the time. Plus, there's also stuff like honey and soy sauce and ranch seasoning. So I am fairly confident that you can get this total even less if you just have some basics already. Now, when you go to that Walmart little linky link, all you have to do is change the zip code to your area and it'll give you the local prices at your local store. And I think it's always fun to know what your total is. So come back and in the description, tell me what your location is and what your total is. That's always fun. The second link is to my website. There you can see all of the slides, all of the recipes, all the shopping list, and you can print your own free version. It just prints on a regular sheet of paper. I keep it in black and white so we don't use up any more ink than we have to. So now let's get into the recipes. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, you will see that I had something very, very similar to this dish for dinner a couple days ago. And as a bonus, I took some video as I was making it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a just super simple Hawaiian coleslaw. And we don't even have to buy dressing because we're going to make our own. There is a video, so go, check out the list of videos and you can see exactly how I made it if you're a little confused. The other thing is we're going to need white rice. Now, I recently tested cooking white rice in the slow cooker and it came out amazing. So a pre-prep or a meal prep tip here is to go ahead and make up a bunch of rice in the slow cooker ahead of time. And then for this night, all you really have to do is take these are Gordon brand crispy battered fish. They have like 4 or 5 different flavors. There's a bunch of really cool options and they're on sale this week. And then I like to do them in the air fryer and I just do like 4 or 5 at a time, but you could easily do these in the oven, totally up to you. And then really all you got to do is put your rice at the bottom, top it with some fish. I like to kind of break it up and then put some of your coleslaw. Now, if you don't like fish, that's totally fine. You could easily substitute this out with like chicken nuggets, chicken tenders, breaded chicken. There's so many options. This is just a quick, simple, easy meal. And of course, I'm addicted to avocado, so I would throw half avocado on my bowl, but that's up to me. But there's so much room here. If you wanted to add some tomatoes, I mean, seriously, there's a lot you could do here. Now, another item that is on sale at Walmart this week are these 2 packs of tenderloins. So the total weight is between about 3 and 3.5, which makes each of these tenderloins about 1.5 pounds, which to me is the perfect size for a family of 4. That easily makes dinner, and then it also usually has about 2 smallish servings for lunch the next day. But I like things super, super easy, and you cannot get more simple than this. So we're going to take one of these tenderloins because there's 2 in a pack. We're going to drop that in the crock pot. We're going to dump 2 of those cans of diced tomatoes with chilies. You can get a mild version or a hot version depending on if you like spice. I leave the liquid in there because it's just going to help everything cook and go really well. And then I sprinkle taco seasoning on top. Now, I let that go. Since I work from home, I usually do it on high for about 4 hours and I keep an eye on it. But if you work away from home, you could easily put this on low for 7 to 8 hours. Now, when it gets closer to dinner time, all we're going to do is make some mashed potatoes. Super simple. We actually do have butter on the grocery list, and I don't always add milk. I just kind of look and see what's in my fridge. I've used just regular plain yogurt, not the vanilla kind. If you've got some milk, you've got some cream, whatever you got, just make some basic mashed potatoes. And then what I do is open up the crock pot. I use 2 forks and I just shred it and it just falls apart wonderfully. And then I'm going to add some corn and some black beans. Now, don't forget to rinse and drain the black beans because otherwise they get kind of a funky aftertaste. And it makes this like super hearty gravy, and you can serve it over mashed potatoes. Now, this is one of those that maybe you have tater tots in the freezer, or some just french fries, or instead of mashed potatoes you could just make french fries. This is really good as like a loaded fries. There's so much you could do with this, or skip the potatoes altogether, get some tortillas, and now you have some super yummy pork tacos. So I love a good base recipe or formula to get you started, and this one's just super easy. Now, at my house, we call everything with a tomato sauce spaghetti, but technically this is going to be a cheesy ziti because ziti is the kind of pasta we're using. But you know what? If you don't have ziti, but you have some pasta already at home, you could easily use elbows, penne, really any size will work. In fact, if you have just regular spaghetti noodles or linguine noodles, that would totally work. You just have to kind of break it down a little bit. I am not picky when it comes to pasta. And yes, there is a little bit of a science about what pasta shape goes well with each pasta sauce, but at the end of the day, they all taste the same. So to me, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. Now, I am not always a huge fan of quote unquote hiding veggies in foods, but this is just a super simple one, and my kids have never really noticed. Now, I'm going to add zucchini in this, but if you don't like zucchini, you could easily switch that out for mushrooms or yellow squash, or there's just so many options here. And when you do it all in one pot, it just takes on the flavor of the sauce. So it's super simple. Now, I have tried doing this with like frozen peas, but my kids recognize frozen peas and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't like things mixed together. So you got to do what you got to do. Now, for this, at the very end, once everything's cooked, we are going to just fold in either some cottage cheese or ricotta cheese. Cottage cheese, I actually just really like, so I use it a lot. But some people don't like cottage cheese. You could easily switch it out for ricotta. It does cost a little bit more, but you're only going to use about half the container, so you'll have half the container for something else. Another easy trick here is throw that cup of cottage cheese in a food processor or a blender, just tiny, tiny bit of water if it needs it. And then you get the lumps out and you can't even really tell. But to me, it's just super filling and it's rich and it's creamy. And then you top it with cheese and you melt it. And oh my God, it's so good. And you have a little bit of wiggle room here. So I would totally grab one of those $1 loaves from Walmart because I personally love them, and do a little cheesy bread or garlic bread or just plain bread and butter. That's just me, but whatever. Now, you may be asking what we're going to do with the other tenderloin. Well, this is the dish. Now, this is so simple, and this is kind of our go-to like fake out takeout, because we used to have this really nice Chinese restaurant that was really affordable, but then it closed down and there's just not another good option. But this is kind of like having Chinese takeout at home. And there's lots of different ways that you can kind of, schmooze this around. And I just noticed that this visual does not have the pack of frozen broccoli, but we are going to use broccoli in here. So we're going to take that 1 pound, or it's like about 1.5 pound tenderloin. And I just go ahead, put it on my cutting board, chop it up into small little pieces, like 1 inch pieces. And then you just go ahead and throw that in a large skillet. And while that's cooking, it usually takes about 6 to 8 minutes. I just go ahead in a bowl and put in, this is so simple, honey, soy sauce, garlic cloves. Mix it all together. You can also add whatever favorite seasonings you like to the meat itself. I usually just go kind of plain with like salt, pepper, maybe some garlic powder, onion powder. But honestly, that soy sauce and honey and garlic is so flavorful. I don't think that it needs a whole bunch here. And then this is that other dish that we're using rice. You could easily make that ahead of time. And then once the pork is mostly cooked, we're going to throw in a bag of frozen broccoli and we're going to do 1/2 pound of shredded carrots. This is another one where we're going to add in some veggies that maybe nobody really noticed. And if you don't want to shred them by hand, I just throw them in the food processor. They're little bits. It doesn't make any difference. I do have one of those salad spinners with the grater on top, but honestly, I'm starting to get like arthritis in my hands and it just hurts too much. So I just go, use food processor. But this is so yummy and you can easily switch out the vegetables. We're going to top this with some green onions just because I feel like that really gives it some flavor there. And if you have maybe some sesame seeds in your cabinet, totally fine. You could do that too. Now, at Walmart, they have two different kinds of rotisserie chickens. You can buy a hot and ready one, and they're about $6, or you can buy a chilled one, and it's usually less than $4. So I usually go for the chilled version because usually I'm not eating it within 20 minutes of getting home, so it doesn't really matter to me because I'm going to put it in the fridge anyway. So this one just happens to be a lemon pepper chicken, and I actually really do like their lemon pepper seasoning at Walmart that they do on their chicken, not the kind in the jar because that stuff, ugh, not the best. And honestly, you can just make your own with a fresh lemon, just zest it with the juice and add black pepper. It is literally that simple. But we're going to make just a creamy pasta salad, okay? But it has chicken in it, so it's kind of an all-in-one. And as a bonus, this is something that you can make ahead of time and serve it chilled. Or if you make it that night, you can kind of serve it like room temperature. Either way, this actually travels really good. We've taken this to like the park and had like picnic lunches and stuff. It's so good. And as a bonus, if you didn't want to do the pasta, you could easily just make this as a regular chicken salad and then put it on tortillas. That's an awesome option and it's so good. But here's the kicker. We're going to use some dill pickles and a little bit of pickle juice. And I know you're like, oh, it's going to be overwhelmingly pickly. It's really not. I don't know why people are so scared of pickle juice, but honestly, once that pickle juice kind of hits the air, it's not as fragrant as pickles and it doesn't taste overly pickly. But you do you and do what works best for you. Now, this last dish is yet again another crock pot meal because it's springtime and I'd rather spend time outside with my family than slaving away in my kitchen. Plus, when you have those busy night, like afternoons or have a bunch of meetings, it's so nice to just come home to a meal that's ready to go in the crock pot and you don't have to do a whole bunch to it. Now, this is one of those truly like dump it all in and it just turns out to be magic. Now, I put 2 of these smoked sausages on there for a total of about 13 to 14 ounces. But honestly, we usually just use one and it's more than enough for a family of 4. And it still had a little bit of leftovers for lunch the next day. Now, I usually say 4 to 5 potatoes, but you can do however many you want. I guess it's really going to depend on how big your crock pot is. So what I do is I like to just go ahead and throw my chopped potatoes down at the bottom, then put my sliced sausage. I do both of them about an inch. And then I put the frozen green beans on top. I take a stick of butter and just chop it up, sprinkle it on the top, and then I use ranch seasoning. Now, I personally love ranch seasoning, but you know what? You can easily switch this out to like a garlic and herb, maybe do a lemon pepper like the other night, whatever seasoning you like. Honestly, it always turns out good. I've even done this with the French fry seasoning, and that turned out good too. Just watch it though, because sometimes the smoked sausage, depending on the brand, does get a little salty. So I would just err on the side of caution and not use a whole bunch of salt here. maybe wait till the end, kind of taste it, and then add more salt if needed. Now, I'm not always a big fan of frozen green beans, but I do like them in the crock pot because I feel like they get really soft, whereas when they're just steamed, they kind of, I don't know, they're kind of taste waxy to me. Like they just have a texture that I'm not a fan of, but I do like them in the crock pot. But you could easily switch this out. You could do carrots, you could do corn, you could do so much here. Once again, great base recipe that you can switch up to whatever works for you. Now, at our house, we put all this in a bowl and we do some little shredded cheese, maybe a dollop of sour cream, but honestly, it is perfectly fine just the way it is. Now, y'all know that I love to add some low cost fruit options, but I will say that Walmart is not always the cheapest option when it comes to fruit. I would say their prices are decent, but if you check your local weekly ads, you may find cheaper options there. Like the strawberries, the 1 pound container is $3 at Walmart. My local stores had them on sale for $1.50, so I would definitely pick them up there. Same thing with the grapes. They're a little bit cheaper at my local store, but if I was just wanting to go to one store and get all the options, these are great options. And honestly, a lot of them, you don't need a ton of fruit. I would just say like a quarter cup to a cup gets added to each plate. And it's just a super yummy, extra filling way to get more bulk on your plate. And who doesn't like taste fruit? I mean, I do. Now, if you made it this far, I just want to thank you and also want to remind you to subscribe, like, notify, all that good stuff. But you know what? YouTube doesn't always notify you right away. So make sure you sign up for our email list. Just go to our website, go to the bottom or go to the top, and there'll be an option to sign up for a free workbook or just to sign up for our newsletter. And then you'll get our weekly email that comes out on Friday to notify you of our new videos. I'm also doing a bunch of cooking videos, so I hope you like those. Let me know down below if any of these meals sound yummy and you're going to try them this week. And don't forget to come back next week when we have another low cost, low budget grocery meal plan all done for you. So have a great week, y'all. Bye.